Hey guys, I'm back and I'm here to share with you how I keep my makeup brushes clean. Now I know most of you probably know how to do this, but for those of you who don't know, I would like to share with you how I keep my makeup brushes clean throughout the week. Now I use three different methods usually, so I'm going to share with you the first one. This is going to require you to have some antibacterial soap. I usually like Dawn, but today I have Gain. I'm going to be using this along with the Bertelli extra virgin olive oil. This is just going to condition my makeup brushes so that they're not left like hard or anything like that. Nice and soft and conditioned. So I'm going to be using a PRX bowl. You can use any type of bowl. I just like this glass bowl. I pour in the antibacterial soap. Like I said, you can use any type of soap you like. This is personally what I like to use. Then I add the extra virgin olive oil. I'm just going to add a little drop of that. This is, again, just to condition. You don't want your brushes to be left all greasy, so don't be too generous with the oil. So as you can see, I have a nice little mixture. I'm just going to grab this and I'm going to put some water. Just a little bit of water to make it all nice and sudsy and soapy. So you're going to get your brush, you're going to dip it in there, and you're going to start mixing. Now, I personally like to use my hand for the brushes and just loosen up the makeup that's in the brushes. You're going to keep moving it around your hands, and it is just going to dissolve out all of that makeup and get those brushes nice and squeaky clean for your next makeup application, because nobody wants blue eyeshadow on your natural makeup look. So you're going to rinse this out with a little water, all the soap out. You don't want any soap left behind in your brushes. Now make sure you're removing all the water from the brushes. You don't want to leave behind any liquid. This is just going to cause damage to the ferrule. So gently squeeze it all out, and then I'm going to wipe it dry using a microfiber towel. I like the microfiber towel because it's really gentle on the brush hairs and it's nice and soft, and I just lay it down to dry. Now, to be honest, that brush wasn't even that bad, but look at all the makeup we got out of it. Second method I use more so when I'm traveling. I like to use a Real Techniques brush cleansing palette. This thing is pretty awesome. I like to use it combined with their brush cleansing gel. These two items just go in my travel bag, and then I have nice clean brushes when I'm traveling. Like, I'm not going to be carrying around a big old bottle of olive oil. So these are nice. It comes with some nice little travel packages. Now, as you can see, there's three different textures, and we'll get into that more later, but I like this more so because of the handle. This stood out to me a lot more than the Sigma one because you have to lie it flat down in the sink, and that gets a little bit messy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some of that gel in a little bit of water, and it does go all the way down. So I dip my little eyeshadow brush in there, and this is a Morphe M433, and I'm just going to rub it in the soap, and I'm going to swirl it around on the little small textured one. That is, the top one is for eyeshadows, the middle one is going to be for more like blush brushes, and the bottom one is supposed to be for your bigger brushes, and I'll explain why I don't like that one for bigger brushes in a little bit. But I'm just going to continue to swirl that around until I feel like my brush is completely clean, and then I'm going to rinse it off in some water. I like this one as well because I feel like it helps me conserve more water, because I live in California and we are in a drought, so I try not to use so much water when I'm washing my brushes. So you're just gonna rinse out all of the soap. You don't want to leave any soap behind. Then you're gonna squeeze out all of that water. Now, after I remove as much water as possible, I like to dry it with a microfiber towel and lie it flat to dry. Now, what most people forget is the actual handle of the brush. It gets dirty with makeup as well, so you need to take care of that too. Go ahead and get a makeup wipe and just wipe the brush clean, and as you can see, you get off a lot of makeup. So I really love this middle textured area. Not only is it great for blush brushes and the medium-sized brushes, but it's really awesome with the spoolie. It fits perfectly in those grooves so that it gets out all of the makeup that was in there from when I brush out my eyebrows. And it has like gel from the brow gel and pomade and all of that other stuff that's in there. And it just gets in there and deep cleans it. So I have a nice clean brush. Look at all of that nastiness that just came out of that brush. So that's why it's very important for us to clean our brushes. Not only is it good for removing all of the bacteria and gunk that builds up throughout the week, but you also notice that your makeup will look so much better when you apply with nice, fresh, clean brushes. It just looks like way nicer. So like I said, this is amazing for your medium-sized brushes, but I noticed it works so much better with denser brushes. And I'll show you in a minute why I say that. This one I'm just gonna swirl around. This is Real Techniques brush, and their brushes work amazing with the Real Techniques palette, which I mean, go figure, they made them for their own brushes. But I really enjoy it because it gets deep down in my denser brushes that collect the makeup within the bristles, like higher up into the brush. So I just like to get down in there. Now, usually my denser brushes are used with foundations or concealers, so I tend to wash these brushes 2 to 3 times. Now, I do recommend to be very, very gentle when you are doing this. Sometimes I can be a little rough if I'm in a hurry, and it can make the bristles or the hairs on the brush look kind of fray. So be careful when doing that, and make sure you're not going too high when rinsing out the brushes. You want to squeeze out all of that excess soap and water because you don't want it to build up in the back of the brush. We're just going to dry it off and try to remove excess water with a microfiber towel. Again, you do not want to dry these upright. You want to make sure you lie them flat to dry. Now I'm going to get into why I do not like this for larger brushes. Look how large, and this is a Real Techniques brush. This is one of their brushes. So this brush should have been kept in mind when they made this palette, and it doesn't work very well with larger brushes. It's not a big enough surface for these larger brushes. It just creates a ginormous mess. And look at all of that. So I just use my hand when I'm using these bigger brushes. Now back to the whole Sigma thing. I did say that I didn't like it because it would create a huge mess, but this is the only case where I can think it would be a lot better because it lies flat, which creates a larger, flatter surface, and this has more of a handle. So that's why I prefer to use my hand. If you don't like to, I mean, there are so many machines out there nowadays that will wash your brushes for you. They just come at a pretty nice penny. So this is what can happen when you allow the water to run down the ferrule of the brush. It can separate the glue from the hairs and the ferrule. It's just going to damage your brush and it's going to make it no good. So when you store your brushes, either store them lying down or downward so the water can run down and not towards the ferrule of the brush, because this is what you end up with, a damaged brush. So they end up pretty clean. I like them. As you can see, it frays on the side a little bit if you're too rough, so be gentle. You don't want to damage your brushes unless you're using them with your hand. Like I said, that works perfect. Your hands are so gentle compared to the Real Techniques. So it takes a while. Get yourself some music and a drink. So I'm going to use my makeup wipes and I'm going to start cleaning my tools. I like to clean my eyelash curler and my tweezers when I'm doing this because these things are touching my eyes on a weekly basis. So I just get a makeup wipe, I clean up all of the mascara, the eyelash glue, and everything else, all that gunk that touches all of that stuff. I remove the little cushion and I sanitize that as well. And then I completely remove everything. Like I want it to look brand spanking new. Because guys, like you touch your eyes with that stuff. You need to clean it. So it looks all squeaky clean. I go ahead and I put back the cushion and voila. I have a nice clean eyelash curler and I don't have to worry about any bacteria in my eyes making my eyes infected or puffy or just, it's not sanitary, guys. Just take the extra time. It's really worth it. So I also like to clean my tweezers, and for that I'm going to be using some rubbing alcohol and some cotton rounds. This is just from the 99-cent store. Literally, you can clean this off. I like to sanitize these with rubbing alcohol because not only do I use these for eyelashes, which touch my eyes, I also use them to tweeze. Just depends on which tweezers I'm using. I have several tweezers. I'm just going to show you these one, but I like to use them for different reasons, and it's just better to use rubbing alcohol. That way, you know you're completely disinfecting them. Mine always have a ton of glue, and voila, Vanna White presents some clean tweezers. Next, I'm going to be cleaning out my pencil sharpener. A lot of people tend to overlook this, but this is very important. I mean, it adds up so much gunk. So, what I'm going to do is take an old toothbrush, put some of that brush cleansing gel, and I'm just going to brush that bad boy like I was brushing my pearly whites. So just brush, and get that thing nice and clean. Get all of those sharpened pieces and all of that lip liner and eyeliner that doesn't come out. Just get it off because it's just gross. And it doesn't look cute. Like somebody's like, oh, can I borrow it? I'm like, ew, that's gross. So clean it off with a towel and you'll have a nice clean pencil sharpener. As you guys can tell, I'm going to be here for a little longer cleaning out the rest of my makeup brushes, but let me know in the comment box below what you guys are using to clean your makeup brushes with or how often you clean them. Meanwhile, I'm going to grab myself a Chavilla and finish cleaning the rest of my brushes. Now, I didn't feel the need to film method 3 just because it's simple spot cleaning, which you do in between makeup looks. I personally don't use this method, but if you'd like, you can. It's going to be simple. You just grab a makeup wipe, your dirty makeup brush, and you just swirl it around the makeup wipe. This is just going to take off the excess makeup and allow you to have a clean or semi-clean brush in between applications. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.